Hi everyone, my name is Ayla Mabe, and I'm going to be breaking down the song Grayhound by a band that I'm part of called Calpurnia. And I know sometimes it can be a little annoying when people talk at the beginning of a teaching video and you just want them to dive right into the song and get right into it. But seeing as this is the first time I'm really doing anything quite like this, please forgive me for just saying a few things that I want to say. Firstly, I was really excited to see so many people wanting to have me break down songs by Calpurnia and by Ludic and maybe do other lessons in the future if we as a team, you and I, would like to do something like that and think it could be fun and useful. But I would be honored to break down this song for you, and I hope that this is the kind of lesson that if you're a beginner, it helps you figure out how to get through the song, and then also if maybe you're a little further along in your playing, there's some other things that I mentioned that might be helpful to you. You know, little things you can add to your playing to spice it up while you're playing the song, and hopefully bringing that to other songs that you're playing or other songs you're writing even, which would be super cool. And so I'll try to break it down as best I can and then maybe add a few other theory things, and if some of that stuff goes over your head, if maybe you're, as I was saying, kind of a beginner, no worries, that doesn't matter. I think you can still play through the song without understanding every little bit of what I'm saying. But I hope that for those who are wanting to learn a little more about the whole theory world and maybe more improvisational playing, that this also might help them a little bit. And yeah, I hope this is a video you can come back to also to learn more once you maybe grow more in your playing. And last thing I want to say, I know there are a lot of different ways to teach, and I know that there are a lot of different ways to learn, and people maybe learn best by reading sheet music or tab, or just by listening to a song and trying to learn the song by ear. I find, personally, I learn best from other people when, you know, they play through it and I can hear what they're playing, and then maybe they play through it more slowly and then maybe stop to break down and talk through some of the stuff they're doing. And I hope that someone out there learns something from this. That would be amazing. And please feel free to leave me feedback if there's anything I missed or anything I could do better. And I'm just going to jump right in right now. I'm going to play the intro for you and let you know what's going on. This is the rhythm guitar part, and it goes like this. Alright, so what was I doing there? What's really cool about this chord progression is you actually only need to know one chord, which is the E major chord. Great chord. And all you're doing is you're taking this chord and you're moving it around the neck. So, you start like this. So far so good, I hope. And then you take that chord and you move it up to the 6th fret. So you take your middle finger, and that should end up on the 6th fret of the A string. And sound like that. Sorry, I almost played it incorrectly. So far it should sound like this. And then you take that chord and you move it up to the 7th fret. And back to root position. So far it should sound like this. So, just a little information that I think could be interesting to people who want to know this kind of stuff. You can just think of this as an E major chord moved around the neck, but you could also think of it as something different, because with the addition of the open strings, you're getting a lot of interesting colors in those chords, right? So this is just a normal E major chord, right? You know, made up of the major triad, 1, major third, and the 5th. But once you move it up here, you're actually playing an E major flat 13, you could say that. I think there are a lot of different ways you can name chords, but that's personally what I'd call it, because here you've got the E, that's the root. There's the major 7. There's the major 3rd. There's the flat 13. There's the 5th. And there's the root again. And why that is really cool is because this chord on its own, as you might be able to hear, is very dissonant, right? There are a lot of notes that are conflicting, which is why when you move it up to the next chord, it feels like a really nice resolution. Because I think with music, what can make it really amazing is sort of building tension, and then the more you build tension, the more satisfying the resolution could be, right, for the listener, for the player. And so what makes this chord so dissonant is you have, for instance, this E and the major 7. They're just a semitone apart, right? So you're getting that dissonance there. But then with this flat 13 and the 5th, those are also a semitone apart. It's pretty dissonant, right? That's why the whole chord sounds so crunchy. But then you move it up to this next chord, which you could call E major 6 sus4, right? Because you've got the root, sus4, major 6, 5th, and then the root again. That's why that chord feels like a really nice lift, and it feels very pleasant. Or I'd hope so. At least it does to me. It does to me. And let me know if you also agree. I'm sorry, this is so interesting. I've never just sat in my basement before and talked to my camera like this. I'm sorry to say. But anyways, back to the song. So as you may have heard in the progression, so far we had I'll tell you. So I took my pinky and I put that on the 2nd fret of the high E string, and then I took it off and played a normal E chord again, and then I took my pinky and put it on the 2nd fret of the B string, and then I took it off again. That's all I'm doing there. And for those who are wondering, that's adding the 9 to the top of the chord and then taking it off, and then adding the 6 to the top of the chord and then taking it off. So again, in time, I'll play the whole intro for you, and then we'll move on. So at this point in the song, the band comes in. So I'd come in on the lead guitar part, and the drums would come in, and maybe a little bit of piano, and that progression goes through one more time before the vocals come in.